Good afternoon. Today we're going to be making a Tuscan Ribollita soup. We don't eat a lot of gluten, so I don't usually put the bread in it, but if you want to put the bread in at the end, you can put that in with the grated cheese. So what I'm going to start out with is I have a tablespoon of olive oil in the pan heating up. I have 1 leek and 1 large onion cut up. I'm going to put that in here to saute. So we're going to let that saute until it's probably about 2 minutes. Okay, that's been cooking for a few minutes. As you can see, it's getting a little brown. I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic that are diced. I have 2 carrots that are chopped up and 2 stalks of celery. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of dried thyme. And then I'm going to let that cook for a couple of minutes and we're back to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, I let that cook for 3 to 4 minutes and I'm going to add, I'm using a mushroom stock today. So I'm going to add 1/4 of mushroom stock. You can use vegetable stock. You can use almost any kind of stock you want, but I'm making this mostly vegetable today. And then I'm going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to add my sprig of thyme into that. We're going to bring this to a boil. When it comes to a boil, turn it down, cover it, and let it simmer for 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. I'm going to add 1 can of fresh cannellini beans, which I've rinsed, and about a cup of fresh grated Parmesan. You're going to let that cook for like 5 minutes, and then we're back in 5 minutes. As you can see, I've got the soup over here now. I'm going to take half of this. I'm going to try doing this so I don't make a mess. Half of the soup you're going to put into a blender. So I'm going to put this in here and then I'm going to give it a whirl. Okay, that's about half. I'm going to put it on my mixer, my blender, and I'm going to put the cover on. And then I'm going to pour that back in to the mixture that's already in there. Give it a stir. I'm going to put it back on the heat. And I'm going to add, let me just put this over here, sorry. I have kale, which I've taken the rib out of and I've diced up fine. I'm going to put it back in the soup and I'm going to let that cook with a cover on it for 5 minutes. I'm going to show you the kale. This is the kale and this is the rib. So what I do is I just slice down the rib and I throw that part out and then I just cut this up small. So that's how you do the kale. You can use cabbage if you want to, if you don't have kale. I just happened to find some gorgeous looking kale when I was at the store. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to give this a good stir and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, the kale's cooked down as you can see. I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then I'm going to add fresh black pepper. Okay. When you're going to serve this, I'm just going to serve it up like I would serve it for dinner. I'm not going to put the bread on it because I told you I don't do that. But what you would use is use like a stale Italian bread in chunks and put that on top with some fresh Parmesan cheese. You don't have to use the bread. I'm not using the bread. I choose not to. But this is the how it comes out. And I just put the Parmesan cheese on top. And I guess that's it. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.